Okay.
All right. Hi. So thanks for coming to our conversation. We're going to share our shows, glows, and grows that we found from our group. Do you guys want me to go first?
That's fine.
It's
Okay.
fine.
So, whenever I was choosing a topic, I was very intentional about already thinking about how I wanted to collect my data because I knew for myself I was more concerned. I could felt more comfortable talking about narrative data rather than quantitative data, number data. And so that was something I had already been thinking about when I picked my topic. And so when I decided to do survey design, going through and looking at all the designs, I really felt like survey design fit best for my topic. Um, some of the feedback that I got from my group, they saw that my um, choice of survey design or my choice of research design really fit my topic. It was clear. I had a plan for data. I have an overall plan for data, how I wanted to collect data with open-ended surveys um, rather than doing any sort of experimental surveys. Um, so my design overall, everyone said that the design fit my topic pretty well. Some of the things that I felt like I could do better with was connecting AI to my project. So my research question involved um, how do teachers feel about using AI in the classroom? And I guess I didn't really make that clear in my research design section. So I know I'm going to have to go back and fill that in and flesh that out a little more. And then also with how I'm going to code or how I'm going to collect the data. I'm thinking right now I'm going to organize it into themes, but that's something that I'm going to have to talk about and kind of flesh out as my project goes on. So I feel like I got a lot of really good feedback from my group. I feel really comfortable with my research design moving forward. And so now I guess I've got to, put that in action and kind of figure out how I'm going to explain the data and organize the data after I've collected it. So.
Okay.
Sounds good. Y'all want
Y'all
me to go next?
seeing, are y'all seeing the glow and grow when I switch to the
Yeah,
other? Okay,
Yes.
we
good.
see it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You going next, Maria?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
All right, guys. So, hey, everyone. The feedback that I got from my group, well, let me back up a little bit. From the beginning, my design has been grounded theory. And so some of the shows that I got were that um, my title and my assignment align. My I connect my topic and my research design and purpose. And then I provide justification for the use of qualitative approach instead of quantifying. Glows. You talk passionately about motivating students culturally. You were clear about why you selected your sample, and the purpose of the study clearly matches the research design and demonstrates clear understanding of the grounded theory. My grows were how can you measure motivation? It's unclear about how observations will be measured or how motivation will be measured, how many students and participants, and then add more detail about how you will identify or know if the reading strategies being used are culturally relevant. So for all of that, um, I did take that all in mind, and I met with Miss Etheridge, Professor Etheridge, and we decided to go with a narrative design rather than the grounded theory. So my data collection will be through observation. So my observations will be my data collection, and I'll be interviewing two students. And I chose the two students, the participants, based on their amount of time in the U.S. and how quickly they were adapt to English language and what their struggles still are. So we do use some culturally relevant strategies, and I will identify those in the paper. And the feedback has helped me see that I do need to explain my observations. So I will be interviewing these students and just asking um, their experiences in English language arts and reading and how they feel towards it.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate the feedback from you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want me to read my thing?
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I will share the feedback I received from my group members. I received feedback from my peers, and some of my feedbacks are in shows. My writing is clear and easy to understand. I add more details about how I gather the, oh, this one is go to, it should go to, a second. I'm copying, pasting. I'm sorry for that. 1 second.
You're fine.
Yeah, shows are my writing was clear and easy to understand. My narrative design fit my purpose well. My writing was simple, clear, and teacher friendly. My growths are I explained why narrative research fits my study. I described my classroom and participants, how I explained the purpose of my study. My growths are I should explain how will analyze my narrative data. I add more detail about how I will gather, organize my data. I should explain how many students, how will include and how will select them. I need to add more detail about how I will collect my observations. I should explain how I will analyze the stories and student actions. I need to add more detail about how I will gather and organize. Oh, this thing is repeated one. Okay. And what this model helped me, this feedback helped me to understand where I need more detail. It made me think more about how I will collect and organize my narrative data. It also helped me see that I need to explain my analysis steps more clearly. Thank you. Is it okay, or do I need to change anything?
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
sounds good.
Perfect.
All right. And last but not least, I'm Danella Manville, and I'm going to go over mine. Okay, so I chose the experimental design through the quantitative approach for my research. My shows was that they shown that I had multiple data sources that will strengthen it, and multiple steps and points of data collection, and had a clear understanding of experimental design by explaining the quantitative research and how it will support my inquiry-based science instruction with me being a science teacher and utilizing the experimental design for my vocabulary acquisition. My glows was intentional grouping to eliminate any bias from one class or one group from another. The inclusion of using work samples and teacher notes of evidence of student impact, and my pre and post test, they put it was spot on to show an understanding of experimental. What I need to grow on is to clarify how students will be randomly selected. Experimental design using students can be tricky, which I did take that into consideration to make sure there's no ethical issues and things like that. So we'll go back in there and make sure that's clear and unbiased. And then the research design connecting to they asked, how does my research design connect to my research question? And sometimes I have to step back and I do appreciate all the comments and the feedback, because sometimes I've been told I write the way I talk and I overthink or leave some little gaps and overlaps. So I want to make sure and clarify that. And I need more detail about what I will be specifically observing during class observations. So all of that was very helpful in my research design and as I go forward for my project. And I appreciate it from all of y'all. So, all right. Have we got
Okay.
anything else, guys?
Nope. I do feel like this assignment helped us breathe a little more. I really
Yeah.
do.
I think so
And that we
too. And I
don't
think
overthink.
Yeah.
right. And I think that you know, getting peer feedback kind of took away some of the anxiety
Yes.
with writing the methods section, because you know, we can kind of compare and talk things out with someone. So I think having that peer feedback was helpful to kind of you know, help us make our methods section a lot better. And as we were talking before, in a previous meet, I think we did more than we needed to, but I think that was good because we could kind of look at how and kind of think about how we were going to collect data and what that was actually really going to look like and talk about it with someone.
Yeah.
And so I think Maria, you going to Miss Etheridge, and you and I had texted back and forth about your research design too. I think that was really helpful for you, and it was really helpful for me too, because you know, mine is similar to narrative. You know, you and I are both collecting qualitative data. So I think this
Well,
whole assignment was pretty useful.
yeah, your text messages is what made me want to get with Dr. or Miss Etheridge and get. I was just so stuck on whether it should be qualitative because I kept going back to I could do experimental, I could do grounded theory. I just couldn't narrow it down to one. And then with my participants, I do have a small number. And so the narrative just I do think it's going to be better.
I think so
It
too.
fits my research question too with
And this,
the influence of reading strategies rather than measuring because it's not really the motivation or I just want to know how can we get them motivated.
Yeah,
So I
I
feel
think
like the narrative will
you
get us on
made
the
the
right
right
track.
choice. I think you made the right
Thanks.
choice. And I also struggled with was my research design qualitative or quantitative, and so I had to reach out to my grader too, because I knew I did not want to do quantitative. Trying to collect and organize and study numbers, I
Yeah,
guess,
rather
is what
than
scared me. Like I feel more comfortable looking at qualitative and narrative data than I did quantitative, and so reaching out to my grader really helped too. So
yeah.
yeah, and I kept having a problem with mixed methods. And so just understanding more in depth of what each design method is and quantitative versus qualitative, it really helped. And
Yeah, that's where I was stuck too,
I
mixed.
may still reach out and just specify as my research design goes forward. Because like they said, you know, anything could change and little things, you know, those things could be fixed and amended as we go along. But to just have that stronger understanding of both, I think that's really been the
Definitely.
purpose and been helpful.
yeah.
All right. Y'all ready to end? And thank y'all for listening to our
Thanks,
video. Thank you for the graders for y'all watching our video today from our group 7.
Thank you guys. And thank y'all for
Thanks.
your patience too while I was trying to figure
Yeah.
everything out. I really do appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Now we'll stop it, y'all.
Thanks. Bye guys.